AI search is now a thing. I do have access now to the Google AI search, which they're calling Search Generative Experience, or SGE. I started to play around with it and tried to figure out when it's most likely to appear. It seems to me that the AI search is most likely to appear in Google searches that are either for products, since it is good at helping you walk through different features of products and things that you may be looking for to narrow down the right option, and also when doing what's called a NORA search, which stands for no one right answer. So think topics that there could be different approaches or theories or schools of thought on. That's when the search bot is likely to appear and start presenting you with answers and suggested follow-up questions. It's not creating the content out of thin air. It is pulling verbatim from sources in the search engine results page that Google deems to be high value. And I tested this by doing a search for a keyword that I know I have my client ranking in position number 1 for. I wanted to see if my client's content got picked up by the AI search chatbot or if it chose something else. So when I did the search, the AI chatbot started. It is a NORA topic, and the chatbot chose sections of what I had written along with sentences from 2 pieces of competitor content. And it lifted these sentences verbatim. It didn't rephrase them, but it shuffled them together. So it wasn't necessarily like in the same order that the sources appear in search. Sometimes when I'd ask it, my client's content, which is in position 1, would show up as the first paragraph of 3 in the AI chatbot's explanation, its answer, and sometimes it would show up in the second paragraph. And the search chatbot doesn't provide direct sources. It doesn't say, okay, well, this first paragraph is from this site. It shows you the sources that it's used as 3 tiles along the right-hand side next to the answer. And I started to wonder what made it choose these pieces, because yes, it was choosing my client's piece of content, which was in the first position, but then it was choosing 2 others, some of which were in the top 3. But then sometimes when I repeated the search, it would choose 2 other websites that weren't in the top 3. It seems like the search engine chatbot is not pulling from any Q&A sites like Quora, where you can ask a question and get answers, or roundup sites like Capterra, for instance, which does like tech software review roundups. It will pull from sites that are delivering long form reviews, like say a Tech Radar or a CNET article, where they're writing a whole article about a product. They're not just providing a quick summary and 4 stars. And it is more likely to select high quality content. That refers to essentially the SEO score of the piece, which is how the keywords are being used, lots of good semantic keywords, good organizational structure, subheadings, contains links, things like that. The third sort of ranking point, we'll say, appears to be whether or not the site is authoritative and trusted. So you may have had some SEO folks tell you in the past that domain authority wasn't really a big factor for rank anymore, but it appears that will be increasingly important again when we're looking at getting the Google's AI search chatbot to bring you up as a source in its results. It also tended to pull from sites that had a lot of traffic. Again, that often goes hand in hand with having good domain authority and being an authoritative site. And it also showed a preference for recently published content. It really values quality long-form content above everything else. If it's educational, if it provides answers, it really gives actionable steps and value, that seems to be the number one thing that will get your content showing up as a source provided by the chatbot each time the search is run. Sometimes it'll cycle out some other options in there, and that's when it tends to maybe switch around and sometimes choose a source from a site that has a higher domain authority and lower traffic, one that has a lower domain authority and higher traffic, one that's been published more recently. Social sharing does not seem to impact it. I did look at that as well. It doesn't seem to matter how many times your content has been shared on social media. That's not really playing into the AI chatbot's so-called decision to show your content as part of its answer. Going forward, if you want the chatbot to be picking you as a source and showing you right at the top in its chat conversation, you really want to be focusing on that long form, quality, human focused content. Sales landing pages, strictly marketing content, that's not really going to make the cut. You can still, of course, use long form content for marketing. You can have a CTA in there that points to your product or your service, but you really want to be providing direct value, things that people can act on, and then you'll be provided more opportunities to appearing in those chatbot results, which at least right now, while people are still figuring out if they like it, is very important. And it has yet to be seen exactly how well this will be adopted by people going forward. But since all of those tasks, we'll say, do line up with creating good content to help you rank anyway in traditional search, it doesn't hurt to focus on it now.